Good morning. Today's Friday, December 17th, and we're bringing you the latest news making headlines to help start your day.
A disturbing TikTok challenge is causing schools across the country to take action.
Our Rebecca Schramm is live in Atlanta. She starts our coverage in today's Morning News Rewind.
Good morning to you. And I just want to make it clear they haven't seen any such hoax or any threat at all in Atlanta public schools this week, but you will likely see extra security today at schools across the city. We've seen disturbing school-related TikTok trends before, like the one in October where students encouraged each other to slap a teacher. And now this, the new trend encourages students to make fake bomb threats and phone calls about school shootings today, December 17th. Leaders of Atlanta public schools aren't taking any chances. They notified parents that even though there's been no threat here, they're stepping up security and they're asking parents to be vigilant. In a letter, the district said this situation serves as a good example of why it's important to avoid sharing posts online that refer to school safety threats. Even if they are not credible threats, they can cause a great deal of stress and anxiety for our students, families, and staff. And here's an example of that. 50 miles away in Newton County, a social media post frightened the Covington community earlier this week. It showed a handgun and the message, "Don't come to Eastside tomorrow." We learned last night a 14-year-old student at Eastside High School has been arrested and charged with disrupting a public school and making terroristic threats, both felonies. So yeah, it's a good reminder for parents. Talk to your kids about how their online behavior could land them in serious trouble. Live in Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
Rebecca, thank you. Right now it's 6:34. We're keeping an eye on today with the other stories you need to know.
Firefighters in South Fulton are calling for updated equipment. Just yesterday, a fire destroyed a home in South Fulton. Now, fortunately, nobody was hurt. But this fire comes as the city requests $1 million in grant money from FEMA to replace old equipment, some of it more than 20 years old. The department also says some of the fire trucks are past their life expectancy.
The Biden administration detailed its plan to try to replace every underground lead drinking water pipe in the country in the next 10 years. About half of the children in the United States have a detectable level of lead in their blood. No amount of exposure is considered safe.
Investigators looking into a deadly shooting on a New Mexico movie set have issued a search warrant for actor Alec Baldwin's cell phone. The sheriff's department in Santa Fe wants to check all of Baldwin's communications, searches, and downloads, including those that may have been deleted. Baldwin says a gun accidentally went off in his hand, killing the movie's cinematographer.
A government watchdog is concerned that buy now, pay later programs may hurt customers. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is looking into how the practice impacts debt accumulation and how businesses collect data. The CFPB ordered a handful of companies, including PayPal and Affirm, to turn over information so they can assess the risk.
A federal judge is overturning a massive settlement between Purdue Pharma and thousands of local governments. They had sued the company over its role in the opioid epidemic. But the judge rejected that, saying that the company's owners, the Sackler family, should not be shielded from liability in civil cases. Under the deal, the family was set to pay $4.5 billion.
CBS 46 is your vaccine team, and Dr. Anthony Fauci says Omicron is spreading fast enough in the United States to overtake the Delta variant by next month. With new COVID cases rising ahead of the holidays, there's growing concern the nation could be heading towards another wave of the nearly 2-year-old pandemic. And it comes as U.S. health advisors say Americans should get a Moderna or a Pfizer vaccine instead of Johnson & Johnson's. The CDC says there have been dozens of cases of a rare blood clotting condition associated with the J&J jab. 17 million J&J shots have been given out. They still will be available to those who want them. Health experts say the one-dose vaccine is a good tool for vaccinating hard-to-reach groups like the homeless.
Okay, while we're concerned about that surge coming up this winter, the annual Peach Drop Festival celebration, it's coming back after a 2-year hiatus. The iconic celebration was sidelined because of the pandemic and low attendance, but it is now back. And
I'm sure there will be large crowds. Our Tori Cooper is live from the underground Atlanta right now. Tori, what can we expect on the big night?
Definitely a large crowd, Rob. That's what city officials are telling us. There may be close to 60,000 people. Now, we are starting to see more events like this returning to the city now that more of the country has become inoculated. But city officials say this is not entirely the time to let your guard just down. Preps are already underway at the Underground Atlanta.
We've been working on reactivating the property and how do we bring more people back to this property.
Shanil Leilani is the owner of the Underground. This location has been the home to the annual Peach Drop New Year's Eve celebration in Atlanta for 30 years. But the event was canceled in 2018 due to low attendance, and then the pandemic hit.
Mask is absolutely required. We would also ask people to distance themselves.
More than 60,000 people are expected to return to the entertainment district despite concerns over the rising Omicron variant.
It is a bit less transmissible in outdoor spaces.
Now, we couldn't see this earlier, but I wanted to bring you this look in case you don't know where the peach is going to drop. It's going to happen right here where you see that light, and it's going to come all the way down in front of all of those fans that will be packing this area right here. So make sure you come out here, but make sure you also wear a mask if you are not able to practice social distancing. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
All right, Tori, thanks so much for that. It's 6:38, and this is just a great story. A Georgia UPS driver delivering kindness.
Yeah, this small gesture was recorded on a ROSWELL family's Ring camera.
I hope all is going well with your newborn. I had a child around the same time you guys did, and I just hope everything is going good.
Just a simple well wish lasting less than 20 seconds, but Jessica Kitchell says it came right when she needed it, exhausted with her newborn baby boy. She posted the video on social media where it quickly was shared, reaching nearly 60,000 views. And days later, she met the man behind the message.
I just was so excited to talk to him and just thank him for what his message meant to me. Asked him if he had a baby registry that he could share with us, and him and his fiance had not had a baby shower.
Oh, she posted that registry link online, and now that new father and his fiance, they have almost everything they need for that newborn, all gifted by strangers who just happened to see that story.
Happening today, the former Minnesota police officer who shot and killed Dante Wright is set to take the stand. Kim Potter's lawyers say the shooting was an accident. The former officer has said that she mistook her gun for her taser. Body camera video captured Potter yelling out "taser" multiple times before she shot Wright during that traffic stop. Potter's been charged with first and second degree manslaughter. Prosecutors say it was negligence.
President Biden is acknowledging his Build Back Better economic plan probably is not going to pass the Senate by Christmas. He says negotiations with West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin will cause lawmakers to miss that deadline. Mr. Biden says his team is still in talks with the senator and that he still thinks the bill will eventually pass. Some Democrats are expressing frustration, though, over Senator Manchin's desire to budget the child tax credit for 10 years instead of 1. Manchin has said he thinks it's going to become an annual credit and should be budgeted accordingly. Meanwhile, the White House has a new plan to get more truckers out on the roads. It's going to earmark $30 million to speed up the process of giving out commercial driver's licenses. It'll also focus on pathways to enter the industry and improve job quality.
Well, an Oklahoma teenager has quite the bragging rights. His mullet just got voted the best mullet in America in the teen division. 16-year-old Tyler Billingsley has been sporting it for 2 years. It's all thanks to the work of his barber, Rob Cherry. But both of them say there's something else that set Tyler's mullet apart from the others.
It's red. Being a ginger, that definitely helps.
As soon as Tyler walked in and I saw his red hair, I said, oh man, this is perfect. About Tyler's is his more of a comb over mullet, so I call it the modern mullet because a lot of them it was just like very bushy up here, like they had bangs, and then you had the mullet.
Right.
You probably didn't wake up this morning thinking you were going to get some analysis on a mullet, did you? Yeah. Look at that lettuce. It was Tyler's barber who encouraged him to enter the USA Mullet Championships, and thanks to his win, Tyler won $1,000, and his barber got a big boost in business. In fact, he's cut 15 more mullets after Tyler won.
It's become the trend. I mean, it really has.
It's totally come back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look at the color of his hair. That is gorgeous.
I love that
hair.
redhead.
What are you
Gorgeous
thinking?
hair. You know what?
You have two girls. If you have a son, he's like, I want a mullet. Are you like, oh my goodness?
No.
That's what
Although
I think I knew the answer to that.
Okay. So my friend Nichelle and Timmy Stewart that live in Canton, in Freeholm community, their son Jeb has an amazing mullet.
You showed me a lot of pictures.
An amazing mullet.
He has outstanding flow, there's no question.
Yeah. Right now, the search for a killer has an Atlanta community on edge. It comes after a woman was found dead near a public park. Her remains were found in Anderson Park in West Atlanta. Police right now are searching every inch of that area for clues. Investigators say they don't know how that woman died, But neighbors in the area are putting pressure on police to try to find the person responsible. Homicide detectives spent hours searching up and down this path, which leads to the park near where that woman's body was found.
We are determining that this is a homicide based on some of the evidentiary items that we are recovering from the scene, as well as some items of probative value that we look to utilize to streamline our investigation.
So far, investigators haven't identified the woman.
CBS 46 is your vaccine team, and this morning the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control is recommending Moderna and Pfizer's COVID vaccine over Johnson & Johnson's. It comes after new data showed a blood clotting syndrome associated with the J&J vaccine is more common than previously believed. The overall risk of developing the condition is still low, less than 4 cases per 1 million doses given, but the panel says Moderna and Pfizer should be the first choice. And that comes amid growing concerns about a winter surge. New COVID cases are up nearly 40% in 2 weeks, fueled by the Delta variant and Omicron spread. On average, nearly 118,000 cases are being reported daily. Dr. Anthony Fauci predicts Omicron could become the dominant variant in the United States by January. And with COVID cases surging nationwide, 2 of the top professional sports leagues are tightening their protocols.
Brooks Baptiste joins us in studio. And Brooks, which leagues are we talking about that are seeing a spike in these cases?
Yeah, good morning to you guys. Specifically the NFL and NBA. You know, there's been nearly a doubling of COVID-19 cases among players this week in the NFL. So they're making some changes because they want to avoid the outbreaks, you know, within the league. All right, so here's what's going to change. The league is enforcing a mandatory mask mandate and social distancing in team facilities. There will also be grab-and-go meals in team cafeterias. All meetings are switching to virtual, and capacity in weight rooms will be limited. Right now, the Falcons have 3 players on their reserve COVID-19 list, the same 3 who were placed on it Monday, and that's a good thing because it means as of now the virus hasn't spread. A source from the team told CBS 46 that the players are getting tested daily. Now let's talk about the NBA. Here are the 2 main things that you need to know: that 2 NBA games have been postponed, and while masks will be required for players, coaches, and staff, if a player has received their booster shot, they won't be subject to game day testing. But here's what we're seeing a lot of right now, because, you know, there's been this rise in cases and it's really causing a headache for both leagues. But we're seeing a lot of tweets online, really for NBA fans, calling for the season to be postponed. This is one from the Westbrook era saying that the season needs to get postponed. This is ridiculous, bro. So that's what we're seeing a lot of right now, but no word yet if that would actually happen.
Man, I definitely don't want to see anyone affected. Certainly, I'm a big sports fan, so I don't want to see any games canceled.
Right. It is kind of a microcosm of what we might be seeing nationwide, right?
Exactly. I mean, these leagues are, a few thousand people when you think of the staff, so hopefully not representative of the public, but we know that it is. Brooks, thanks for that.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.